Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I haven't made a video in a bit. It's been up almost 3 months. Been very busy with work and other things. However, I do want to show some of the progress I've made. I've done the street in front of the amusement park, which I will show in a minute, and also something else that's very special. So why don't we get started right now? First things first, so what I've done is I've shown you my amusement park, but I also built the street around the amusement park now. That is on the sliding table. And what I did is I put the museum and the Dino Museum and the Natural History Museum, both of them together. They seem to fit the attraction. And I put a lot of trees. If you can notice along the sidewalk, there's a lot of pedestrians now and lots of trees, lots of vegetation. I do have a half plate empty, which I'll put some corner buildings at some point, probably a custom one. And then this connects to the street over here. So basically, that's one thing I've done. And I've added a lot of details. And of course, the fence that runs all along the amusement park. That's been there before. So I'll give it a little bit of a street view. There it is. I think that looks pretty good. And of course, this is below the sliding plate, so I could slide it out and pop in right before the Chinese gateway. And that's one thing I've done. And next, I'll show you the other really cool thing. So what else I did is I've added a monorail system to my city. And why don't I show you what it looks like without being behind all the skyscrapers and that first. And here it is, removed from the back of the city so far. This basically is a straight part of it. There's going to be a curve over here by the tree. It's going to curve around and then it's going to come around to the other side. So that's what the monorail system looks like. I made it tall enough that it can get under trucks and cars, just like the lights. And if we get a little closer, I'll show you what it looks like. As mentioned, this is based on the city train. Basically, all I did is modify the bottom. The bottom runs on basically 2 wheels, as you can see right here. And then it has 4 posts, runs on the hollow rollers that you can get, the half-size rollers, so it keeps that steady. And then there's the middle section, which is completely redesigned. That is basically the powerhouse. And if I take the top off, that's where the battery pack is. You can see right here on the side, right there. And that's where the motor is. It's the medium linear motor. And also, if I turn it around, you get to see the gears driven by some bevel gears right there from the motor. And it does one gear on one side and the other tire on the other side, and it has the sensor right here. So it can detect the different colors. So I can stop and then turn the train around for colors. It also has the 4 posts running on the rollers. It's basically all a technique. So let's see it run. So I took the top off and activated the motor right there, and it's linked to my phone, and I have a program for it, which is right here. This runs the train, and basically it's the Lego creation program. It's pretty easy to use. So if I hit play, the train starts down, and until it hits the yellow marker, the sensor, it stops. Waits for about 10 seconds, so that's the stop at the station. Although the station won't be there, it'll be further up, but you get the idea. And as soon as 10 seconds is over, it starts going back, and it reaches the red marker. It stops just before the dead end. It waits for 10 seconds there, pick up passengers at the hotel, and then it runs all the way back, and so forth and so forth. So I will automate this whole circuit once it's completely complete. And also what I did do is I put in some vegetation and some concrete sidewalk along there, kind of rough grass and plants along the back. Even though you don't see that, only in between buildings, it still adds the detail I wanted. And behind the Daily Bugle, there's the broken asphalt, keeping theme. And then all the way over here, there's a tree, and that's where it'll cross the road. So I think it turned out really well. So here it is in the city. This is the station that's on the second floor, actually the third floor of the mall. And there's where the peps could take the train, goes around the building, and is right here. I also put the construction building right here. And that was from the Bricklink program. As you can see, I still have a 1/2-inch base plate here. This is probably going to change a bit. Then I have the Daily Bugle next to that, the double-sized Daily Bugle that I made. And then the monorail is still behind it. And then I have a spot for the plate and a half. It's going to be for the modified Avengers Tower. Yes, I'm making a modified version. More on that later. And then the monorail stops here. And as I mentioned before, it's going to go around through this building here. There's going to be a totally different building there with a built-in train station. It's going to be a challenge. And it's going to come around here. And then it'll come all the way around here into this new area that I haven't developed yet. So that's where I placed the train station. And I think it looks pretty good. It adds a little bit more depth to the back. Also, as you notice, I put the plates, the coverings on the city and in the streets. Now they're aligned with each of the joints, the road joints, so I can take them off. And now I'm going to be developing this whole area right here and moving the beach. So until then, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you really like this video, press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'll try to have a little bit more updates more often. And until then, have a great day.